Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 I've shared notes on your phone. Can you give me your phone? My phone is on live. And I've kept Canto and Bhagavatam in your room. Yes. Audience is gone now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the merry means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Naran and Rishi, the supermost human being, to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, to Srila Vyasdev, the author, Shtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatiruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Regular attendance in classes on Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. Having service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross mountains. Hare Krishna, everyone. Today we'll be reading from Canto 1, Chapter 2, from verse 1 to 7, and we'll be focusing on verse number 6.
Next one. Ugras Rava Goswami, the son of Raghunath Sinha, being fully satisfied with the 40 questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus accepted civil reply.
Srila Sarthak Goswami ceremony offer my respectful obeisance upon the great stage that entered the heart of all. When he went out to take up the renounced order of life, sannyas, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher castes. His father, Vyasdeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, "O my son, indeed, only the three which were absorbed in the same feeling of separation echoed in response to the degreed father."
Let me offer myself thankful obeisances unto him, so that spiritual master of all sages, the son of Mr. Deva, who out of the great compensation for those materialistics who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of the materialistic existence, spoke the most confidential support to take everyone with knowledge after having personally simulated it by experience.
Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the world.
The fifth occupation, dharma, to all human beings is that by which man can attain the knowing devotional service of the transcendent soul. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the soul.
Text by reading devotional service unto the personality of God, Shri Krishna, one immediately acquires positive knowledge and detachment from the world.
Text 8. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of God.
Thank you. So we'll be focusing on text 6. Save pumsam paro dharmo yado bhaktiradhokshaje ahetukya pratihata yayatma suprasidati.
Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma.
Try. You can try.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, like say?
Yes. Second line.
I hate, I hate to.
The second part of first line. Second part. Yato bhakti.
Yato bhakti adokshaje.
Try, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
अहेतुक्य अप्रीतिहता
Yayatmasu prasidati.
Save pumshan paro dharmo.
यतो भक्तेरनुक्षते
अहंतुकी अपाति अपातिकता
अहेतुकी अप्रीतिहता
यत्मा सुप्रसीदति
सावे पुंसां परो धर्मो
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे
Ahetuki apratihata.
ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति
Savai pumsam paro.
Yato bhaktiradakshate.
Ahetuki apritahata.
ययात्मा Synonyms all together, please. Saha, that. Vai, certainly. Pumsam, of mankind. Praha, sublime. Dharma, occupation. Yataha, by which. Bhakti, devotional service. Dhokshaje, unto the transcendence. Ahetuki, causeless. Apratihata, unbroken. Yaya, by which Atma, the self, supersedati, completely satisfied. Translation altogether, please. The supreme occupation, dharma, of all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such a devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Anyone would like to read the purport? Yes.
In this statement, Sri Sudha Goswami answers the questions of sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that the fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for human beings. One is called Pravritti Marg, or the path of sense gratification, and the other is called the Nivritti Marg, or the path of renunciation. Path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence, or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of miseries, and temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal blissful, all-cognizant life, is called superior quality of occupation. This sometimes polluted when mixed with inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptom of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in form of devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service.
Thank you. Anyone else?
We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation to the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living being, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form and spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that the loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction.
And Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for giving your time to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam and giving me this opportunity to speak on Bhagavatam. Yesterday, when I was thinking of preparing it, I started at 9 and then I went through my notes of or small bits that I write while reading book from 9 to maybe 11:30. Even though I knew that I will not be speaking everything, but still, when you get a chance to speak Bhagavatam, or when you get chance to read Bhagavatam, in this age we don't have much focus. But sometimes when we do have such focus, then we should utilize it properly. I see a lot of new faces. Welcome, Hare Krishna. So let me introduce you to Srimad Bhagavatam. So, there are many books, and we are actually starting Srimad Bhagavatam from the start now. So there are many books which will teach you how to become rich. Literally a book, how to become rich and happy or something. There is a book about financial literacy, how to become happy, and how to communicate with others. There are a lot of books, history, economics, science. We have a lot of books. But this book, Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 1, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 1, 111, Srimad Bhagavatam states that this book is the only purpose of this book is to make you realize, make you self-realize. That's it. So whenever we distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, we generally say this, that you go to some other book if you want Putravan Dhanvan Loke, if you want money, if you want fame, if you want a good child, if you want a good husband, if you want a good wife, lot of books, lot of self-help books, you go to other books. But if you want pure devotional service, self-realization, each and every verse is capable of giving you, each and every purport is capable of giving you that idea that when we are sleeping and somebody wakes us, so that jolt, that spiritual jolt. We all have spiritual hunger. We want to live. We don't want to die. So that's the quality of soul. Or we want to enjoy unlimitedly. We don't want. So this is the quality of soul. Or we want everyone or someone to understand us deeply. This hunger of that somebody would understand us. This is all the qualities of soul, because Krishna understands us. As soul, we live eternally. So this is spiritual hunger that we strive for. For this, we go to Srimad Bhagavatam. When we see, so we'll talk a little bit about Bhagavatam. Then we'll talk about who is speaking Bhagavatam. As here it is also mentioned that glories of Sukadev Goswami and then glories of Parikshit Maharaj, who is listening Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, we will see that everything we ever wanted was there with these kings. There are a lot of stories of kings. Maharaj Parikshit, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Maharaj Chitraketu. What do we want? Money. Maharaj Parikshit was the king of the entire world. Sometimes we just speak it. We don't realize what does it mean, being king of entire world. Sometimes we are manager of certain shop. We think, that's wow, this is cool. I don't want to lose this. And then we see Maharaj Parikshit. He was king of the world, but when he got to know that he's being cursed by a Brahmana boy, that he will die in 7 days, he was very happy. Then you're like, wait a minute. But he was a king, right? He has money, he had queens, sons, land, respect, everything that we ever wanted. But you will see in Srimad Bhagavatam, our, our craziest desires that we have in our heart, Maharaj Parikshit is leaving it. I was reading yesterday or day before yesterday with Aryan Prabhu. The pastime of Ambrish Maharaj. And it is mentioned that, I think I know the verse. Can you go to the verse 9:4-15? So these are some of the examples which we get in Bhagavatam, which will blow our mind when we see that they have so much opulence that we ever wanted. They had so much respect that we ever wanted, but they're leaving everything and they're going for something eternal. You got it? So it's 9:4-15, 16, and 17. Can someone read translations, please?
Maharaj Ambarish, the most fortunate personality, achieved, achieved the rule of the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, and achieved inexhaustible, unlimited opulence and prosperity on earth. Although such a position is rarely obtained, Maharaj Ambarish did not care for it at all, for he knew very well that all such opulence is material, like that which is imagined imagined in a dream, such opulence will ultimately be destroyed. The king knew that any non-devotee who attains such opulence merges increasingly into the material natures of mode of opulence.
Anybody else want to read second part? Yes. Oh.
Maharaj Amrish was a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudev, and of the saintly persons who are the Lord's devotees. Because of this devotion, he thought of the entire universe as being as insignificant as a piece of stone.
Yes, wonderful. Me and Monil Prabhu were shaving our heads and we were listening to one class of S.B. Swami Maharaj. You have to give a background. So in that, Maharaj was saying that how to read Srimad Bhagavatam in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, as we rub chandan, so this chandan, like we have read it, this piece of chandan, right? Lord Shravat, that this material opulence, who is devoted to Krishna, who has this spiritual bliss in him, he thinks of this material opulence as no better than as a piece of stone. Now we have chandan. Every time, sometimes we are sitting idle, we are not doing something, or we are driving, even we are doing something, we have to rub that chandan, that realization again and again. Wow, how amazing it is. Contemplation on Srimad Bhagavatam. So how amazing it is. I'm running after all these things, but he has all these things, but he's considering it as piece of stone. You rub it, and as you rub this chandan in your heart, it will be fully occupied by 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 the chandan. And then when it is fully occupied by chandan, sometimes we have gopi chandan, sometimes people have the fake ones, which sometimes people have the real ones which smells really good. I think so. People can smell it. When you apply this chandan again and again in your heart, this realization, when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, then will you go out, or when you speak, people can smell it. Oh, this is chandan. So again and again, think of these things. Think of Srimad Bhagavatam, these verses. It is in purport, Sri Prabhupada mentions that pravritti marg and nivritti marg, path of sense enjoyment and path of self-realization. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see that there were a lot of devotees, as I mentioned, Maharaj Parikshit or Maharaj Amrish, that didn't even think twice before leaving everything. And how we can get this benefit? So we cannot read Bhagavatam all day. We cannot think of Bhagavatam all day. Then how to get this benefit? The best practice is to see a sadhu. Here we are very lucky in ISKCON Toronto. There are a lot of devotees who visit ISKCON Toronto. A lot of sadhus, a lot of gurus, Maharaj, who visit ISKCON Toronto. So whenever you see on Instagram or WhatsApp that somebody is coming, Prabhupada disciple or very exalted personality, they're coming, please run to the temple. But this is the only way. There's one verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Durlabho manusho deho dehinam shanabhangurah tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. That it is very rare to obtain this human life. Durlabho manusho deho, this dehe of manushya, of human being, is very durlabh, very rare. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam shanabhangurah. But it will be gone in a second. Tatrapi durlabham, but more than, it's astonishing that more rare than this human life is darshan of Vaikuntha Priya, darshan of people who are loved by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever you see, this is the only way. Darshan pavitra kare ehi tumharo gun. There's one beautiful verse in which it talks about that even Ganga, we go to Ganga and we then take a dip and then we come out, then we become purified. But darshan pavitra kare hi tumhara gun. This is pure devotees. When you see them, you get purified. Yes. He was yawning. It will jolt you. When you see a pure devotee, when you see a sadhu, and all your misconceptions that you had in your life, that you will be happy when you get money, you'll be happy when you get some fame, when you get some respect, you'll be happy uh, when you'll be in so many relationships. All this misconception is destroyed. Why? Because you see a sadhu, he has nothing. Wait a minute, and when you see him, he's so happy. The devotees of the Lord, the pure devotees of the Lord, they're so happy, they're so energized. And when you will see them, and who are these devotees? They are known as Bhakta Bhagavat, who has embodied Srimad Bhagavatam. Like, we wear clothes, they have embodied Srimad Bhagavatam in their hearts. So to embody Srimad Bhagavatam, to embody something, we have to read it first. So when we see pure devotees, there was one story of two devotees where they were very poor, but they were always in ecstasy. How poor they were? The husband and wife, they only had one piece of cloth. If husband will go out, then she will hide somewhere in the house. If wife will go out, then husband will hide somewhere. This is the poor. This is how much poor they were. And when there was one devotee who were visiting them, they saw. They were like, okay, but you are here. Whenever you are here, your wife is not here. Whenever your wife is here, you are not here. Like, what is this? And they were not telling. But when the devotee, he went inside the house and he saw a wife hiding somewhere naked. Then they realized, that devotee realized that, whoa, they're so poor. Yet they're nothing. There was one verse of Akinchan Vittaya in Kunti Maharani's prayers, that Krishna is the only wealth of people who has no wealth. Akinchan Vittaya. And this is Chaitanya Charitamrita, very beautiful verse. Prema dhana bina vyartha daridra jivana das kori vetan more diya prema dhana. So he's saying that who is poor? Are they poor? Prema dhana bina vyartha daridra jivana. Without the wealth of love, sometimes even in material context, as a lot of time Vishesh Prabhu talks about, loving affairs of material world. Even in material world, when we find someone, we are ready to live anywhere. Okay, we will go and we will live somewhere. We don't care about anything. But spiritual love is not even comparable to the love, to the satisfaction, to the mental satisfaction that we get. So there was one more verse, but not verse, like a saying. I don't know in Braj Bhasha or what. It goes like, सात गाठ को पिन में अरुभाजी बिन लून जाके हृदय रघुबर बसे इंद्र बापुरो कौन. Means, see, the सात गाठ को पिन में अरुभाजी बिन लून. In his kopin, he has one cloth. The sadhu, he has one cloth, and in that cloth also he has so many holes, but he has, tied the knot. He doesn't have money to buy another cloth. 7 knots, even one cloth. सात गाठ को पिन में अरु भाजी बिन लून, and he's eating whatever he's getting without salt. Spale. जाके हृदय रघुबर बसे इंद्र बापुरो कौन. But his heart is in love with Raghubir, with Supreme Lord. Even Indra is saying, oh, please take my wealth. He's not even seeing Indra. Sometimes we just acknowledge, he's not even acknowledging Indra. So pure devotees of the Lord, they don't even acknowledge these material opulences. This is, everyone has different level of understandings. Somebody will listen to this. So we're getting this chandan. That, oh, Indra Babu Rokon, wow, they don't even look at material wealth. We're getting this block of chandan when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam. When you go, you rub it again and again, and think of these verses, think of the mood behind these verses. Second one, so first misconception is gone when you see a sadhu, that we need money to be happy. Second, you see respect or fame, honor. Can you think of any incident where you saw a pure devotee who is not caring for honor, dishonor, still he is very satisfied and pleased? If anyone can think of anything. Yes.
I think of Haridas Thakur. He was kind of a social outcast because he was born in a Muslim family and then took up Lord Chaitanya's movement. So both Muslim and Hindus thought he was an outsider, but he didn't care about that.
Yes, yes. Thank you for the example. Yes. Yeah, people considered him outcast, and he was very happy. Like, at least they will not meet me. This is, they're happy. Respect they think as poison, and if people are disrespecting, they think this as nectar. In material condition of life, we think opposite. Even Srila Prabhupada, uh, he knew that he had this capability of changing the world and preaching Krishna consciousness, but still he was writing letters to his god brothers that you have so many resources. You can preach Krishna consciousness. I can be your servant. I will be your servant. I will help you. But you preach. You be the face of the of Krishna conscious society, not caring for his own fame, respect. So whenever you see a sadhu, all these misconceptions are destroyed. Bhakta Bhagavat, people who have embodied Srimad Bhagavatam, they might be not from a particular caste, a particular color, a particular country. They might not know how to speak properly. They might not speak fluently. But who has embodied Srimad Bhagavatam? I always think of an example of right now when I see His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj. He used to speak fearlessly. Still, he is speaking fearlessly, and he used to roar from Vyasasan. Still, he is roaring from Vyasasan. But now he got a stroke long ago, and whenever he speaks, sometimes nobody can even understand what he's speaking. There is one person who is translating it, what he's speaking, and but purity. He has embodied Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody can feel that chandan, that smell, that aroma. There's a very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that whenever pure devotees speak, the aroma gets out of their Harikatha from the lotus feet of the Lord. Amazing, amazing verse. So it is very important. Doesn't matter how fluently we speak. Difficult words we are choosing. Uh, how many shlokas we are quoting. When you will see these Bhakta Bhagavats, and he gives initiations to like 1,000 people at a time. They're like in lines. How he's inspiring so many people? I cannot even understand him what he's saying. He's not like quoting shlokas, this and that. And can you pull out his picture? Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. I just remembered him. So this is very important, especially in this society of Krishna consciousness. Yes, here he is. Here's the latest photo. Very good. But yes, yes, we thought of glorifying Sukdev Goswami and Parishad Maharaj also, but I think this will be the glories of this class will comprise only of glories of Bhagavatam, glories of reading Bhagavatam and Bhakta Bhagavat. That's the two things that we need to glorify always. So yes, Hanumanji, there's one beautiful verse of Hanumanji where he says, in his humility, Still, he says, "Na janmanunam mahato na sobhagam na vak na buddhi na kriti tosha hetu taya vishishthan apano vanokasam sachakara sakhe bata lakshmana agraju na janmanunam mahato na sobhagam na vak na buddhi." I don't have good birth. Navak, I don't have speaking ability. Na buddhi, I don't have much brain. Navak na buddhi na akriti, I'm not beautiful. Akriti tosha hetu, to satisfy you. But still, by your mercy, because he surrendered to Sri Ram, he's getting everything. He's realizing that I have nothing. So, very important to read Srimad Bhagavatam. We were discussing, me and uh, Jivdev Prabhu, we were discussing about the movement and techniques of preaching the movement. We see a lot of old videos of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada disciples where they embodied the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam when they saw Srila Prabhupada speaking and they were speaking as it is. We were discussing about some religious organizations where what went wrong, that they are they're empty and Krishna, and for example this establishment that we have, it was something else before, but it didn't work. There were no people around to take care. Then Hare Krishnas joined in, and we revived this place. Why? So there were two things that we were discussing. One was speaking as it is. A lot of religious organizations, they take the words of the prophet or they take words of their uh, founding acharya or their guru, and they turn it into according to their own whimsical desires, according to their own uh, whatever they want to establish. First and second, whatever they are reading, they're not embodying it. They don't have realization. Speaking beautifully, only speaking. There are a lot of people who know 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Can you believe that? Without, like, they've learned 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. No realization. You cannot even follow one verse of Bhagavad Gita. Still, it's good. We know verses. We can speak verses. This speaking as it is. So we were contemplating on it. Yes, speaking as it is, how Prabhupada said it, and then realizing what we have read, what we speak. Even page by page become a sage. One page a day. We don't have to. There will be parts. This is like, a river, or it will enhance your nature when you will see a lot of shlokas, a lot of parts of action, drama, thriller in Srimad Bhagavatam. You will like certain part, then you will know yourself that, oh, okay, I like this part, and then you'll be excited. You may find it boring. Some of the parts I find very boring. Not gonna lie. For example, creation of the world. They made mountains, this. Yeah. Let's go. Let's come to the real thing. That's me. But some people, they might like it. How Lord Brahma is creating all the living organisms. How Brahma is creating humans, and there are 24 elements, this and that. I find it, like, I remember my school, so I don't really like it. I have to learn all these things, so I skip those parts. So please, in Canto 1, in these chapters, they're speaking about glories of Bhagavatam and glories of speakers. It's very important to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. I know a lot of speakers will come and then we'll speak about Krishna and then we'll speak about a lot of things. So once in a while, glorifying speakers of Bhagavatam, glorifying listeners of Bhagavatam. We discuss a lot of times in Montreal also. We were discussing it, that who is the speaker? Sukdev Goswami. When Sukdev Goswami entered the arena, I have 4 minutes. I think we can. There was a couple of verses. Okay, 1 minute. when Sukhdev Goswami was entering the arena, I think it's 9:14:25. Can you pull that up? The shlokas. He's a 16. This Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken by a 16-year-old boy. Amazing. How amazing is it? Sometimes we say Sukhdev Goswami, we think of Vyasdev, or we think of a man, bearded man. But that's not the case. 16-year-old boy with curly hairs, beautiful hairs. No, that's not the. I think that's not the shloka. But anyways, so when he enters, it is mentioned that Tatra Bhavat Bhagavan Vyasaputro Yadrachya Gamatapano Napekshah Lakshyalingo Nijalavatustho Vitarshibale Tatra Bhavat Bhagavan Vyasaputro. When Bhagavan, great Bhagavan is used in to contest about Supreme Personality of Godhead and then great personalities. Tatra Bhavat Bhagavan Vyasaputro Yadrachya Gamatapano Napekshah. He was, when he entered the arena or the scene, but there were everyone was very serious. Parikshit Maharaj was there, and there were a lot of sages who got to know that Parikshit Maharaj, the great king, will die in 7 days. When he entered, Parikshit Maharaj, Sukhdev Goswami, when he entered, a 16-year-old boy, Jadrachya Gamatamano Napekshaha, he was just roaming around according to his own will, here and there. Alakshalingo Nijala Abatushto, he hid his ecstasies. He was not showing that he's a Paramahamsa. All his gross and subtle ecstasies, he was hiding those ecstasies. Gamatman, Alakshalingo, Nijalabatushto, and he was completely satisfied. It's very difficult to be that. A 16-year-old boy is completely satisfied. Nijalabatushto. Vritasya Bale Ravadutaveshaha. And people were surrounding him, Bale, or the children and a couple of women, they were surrounding him. Like, when we see a mad person in our society, I remember we used to follow him. Like, let's see what he does. And he will do all those sort of things, and we will enjoy it. When he enters, everyone gets up. A 16-year-old boy. So this is the speaker. He was yawning. 2 minutes. So yes, he's the speaker. Nothing to do with material world. And who is the listener? Parikshit Maharaj. Left everything, nothing to do with the material world. Listener, speaker, and who is listening? Who is the audience? Vyasdev, Narad Muni, completely renounced. Listener, speaker, audience. Everyone is diving deep into self-realization. They're all renounced. So when we will hear this, we will surely get qualities of listener, of speaker, and of the audience of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why I will encourage everyone, maybe 2 shlokas, 3 shlokas, 5 shlokas a day. Even for the first read, if you want to leave, or just want to read translations to get the flow, you can. So I will stop here on glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, I see a lot of sleepy eyes, man. Dang, it was so boring. So if anyone has any questions, any corrections, they can keep them themselves. Anything? Everything absorbed. Okay. Huh? Hare Krishna. Thank you.
The Chandan, sandal, that's English.
Oh, sandalwood.
Technology was actually very perfect. And you kept bringing it back again and again. When you were talking about Jayapataka Maharaj. Really like that analogy. Was that from the purport or was that from somewhere else you read or you thought of it yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, S.B. Keshava Maharaj was talking about this Chandan.
Oh, that's where you were.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure. That's very good.
I took it forward to apply to the heart and all. So I was thinking of this, like contemplating, and then you can make your own. So yeah, it was nice. Anything else? Hare Krishna. Okay. Haribol.